Ever since I heard about Beth and Rip's new Yellowstone spinoff, I haven't been able to stop thinking about how their story could evolve. I mean, doesn't it feel like there's still so much left to explore with these two? I know, Yellowstone's ending left a lot of us with a mix of emotions, but knowing that this sequel is on the horizon gives me hope that some of the lingering questions about their lives will finally be answered. I've always felt like Beth and Rip were the heart of the series, so seeing them get the spotlight feels like the perfect next chapter. One of the things that has me most excited is the idea of Beth and Rip finally getting a chance to build the family they've always wanted. Rip's line in the Yellowstone finale about starting over in a new place hit me hard. "What's left of me is yours," he told Beth. And honestly, I felt that. After everything they've been through, I can't wait to see how they tackle this new life together. There's been speculation about them possibly adopting a baby alongside raising Carter, and it's hard not to get emotional thinking about how that could change everything for them. Beth has always struggled with the trauma of infertility, and I think seeing her navigate this potential new chapter of motherhood would be deeply moving. What do you think? Can you imagine Beth taking on the role of a mother in her own unique way? Like, it is clear that she wouldn't be a traditional mom. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see someone like Beth embracing motherhood in her own way. At the same time, I can't stop wondering how they'll adjust to life on a completely different ranch. Rip made it clear that he wants a fresh start, but we all know Beth. She's not one to shy away from a fight if something doesn't sit right with her. The idea of them trying to establish their own legacy, separate from the Yellowstone ranch, feels both exciting and daunting. There's a lot of speculation about what challenges they'll face in this new environment. Will they be able to let go of the past, or will old habits and conflicts follow them? And then there's Carter. I've grown so attached to his journey even though he is a relatively new to the franchise, and I feel like his role in this spin-off is going to be pivotal. He's come so far from a scrappy kid with nowhere to go to someone who's slowly finding his place in the world. Rip's mentorship has been a big part of that, and I'm curious to see how their bond evolves. Will Carter step up and help shape this new ranch? Will he clash with Beth as he grows into his own person? These are the kinds of questions that keep me up at night, imagining all the possibilities. But let me know what you expect to see from Carter in the new show. Of course, I can't talk about this spin-off without mentioning Lloyd. He's been such a steady presence throughout Yellowstone, and it's hard to imagine Rip's new life without him. I still remember Rip offering Lloyd a spot at the new ranch during Season 5. It felt like a promise that their story wasn't over. Lloyd represents everything that's raw and real about cowboy life, and his presence adds so much depth. That being said, I think we can all agree that Lloyd's temper has gotten him into trouble more than once. The Walker feud, anyone? It's moments like that which make me wonder how he'll adapt to this new chapter. Will he struggle to let go of the Yellowstone way of doing things? Or will he embrace the changes Rip is trying to make? I also can't help but hope we'll get more backstory on Lloyd. Wouldn't it be amazing to finally learn how he ended up with the Yellowstone brand? I personally would love to learn more about him. Speaking of relationships, I keep coming back to Beth and Rip's dynamic. They've always had this intense, unbreakable connection, and I can't wait to see how that translates to this new chapter of their lives. Their love has survived so much. I mean, betrayal, loss, near-death experiences, and these are the ones that come to mind at the top of my head. Like, I can count their struggles until the morning. And yet, they've come out stronger every time. I keep thinking about that scene where Rip told Beth, "You're all I need." It's those moments that remind me why their story resonates so deeply. What do you think it is about Beth and Rip that makes their love story so compelling? Another thing I'm dying to know more about, as I briefly mentioned, is the new ranch setting. From what I've heard, it's going to be completely different from Yellowstone, and I think that's going to bring a fresh energy to the series. But at the same time, it's hard not to wonder how Beth and Rip will handle being away from the land that defined so much of their lives. Will they be able to make this new place their own, or will the shadow of Yellowstone always linger? And then there's the possibility of unresolved storylines from Yellowstone creeping into this spin-off. I mean, there's so much that was left hanging, loose ends that could easily resurface in this new chapter. I'm especially curious about how Beth and Rip will deal with any lingering threats from the Duttons' enemies. It wouldn't be Yellowstone without a little drama, right? What kind of challenges do you think they'll face in this new chapter? For more updates on Yellowstone franchise, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.